Well, good evening and welcome to Wednesday night worship here at Mount Pleasant Baptist Church in Lewisburg, Kentucky. I'm glad to have an opportunity to speak to you tonight and share a wonderful old hymn with you. I wanted to talk with you tonight about faith. We're living in a time where that's a very important thing to have, is to have faith in God. Trusting Him to be working in our lives and behind the scenes of our lives to bring about glory for Himself and good for us too. Our music minister, Brother Larry Vaught, and I were talking today about how when you see a beautiful tapestry that's been woven and just absolutely beautiful for us to see. But if you go around the backside of that tapestry, you'll see something entirely different. Oh, it'll have the same colors and maybe roughly the same patterns, but it's the part that is behind the scenes that makes the other part look so beautiful. And we need to remember that God is always at work around us. He's always at work behind the scenes, bringing glory to Himself, and in the long run, making our lives beautiful as well. But it takes faith to believe that. You know, we sometimes think of those early disciples as men of great faith, and they were just rock solid in their relationship with Jesus. But in the book of Matthew, 4 times, Jesus says, "Oh, you have little faith." You know, sometimes that expresses my life too, that I am not having the faith in Christ that I need. Those 4 times Jesus was talking to them. He was speaking, first of all, there in Matthew chapter 6. He was talking about how nobody can serve 2 masters, and we don't need to let money be the ruling agent in our lives. We worry about things, but he says, don't worry. He says, the flowers of the field, you can't do anything to make yourself as beautiful as those flowers, the birds of the air, and God feeds them. And he says, "Oh, you of little faith." Then he talks to his disciples when they were out on the ship and the storm came up. He was asleep, and they finally wake him up and said, "Lord, aren't you worried that we're going to die here?" And he said, "Oh, you have little faith," and he speaks peace to the storm. Another time on the water there in Matthew 14, Jesus comes walking on the water to his disciples, and Peter sees him getting. Jesus bids him to get out of the boat, and he does, and then he starts to looking at the waves and the wind, and he sinks, and Jesus reaches down and takes his hand. "Oh, you of little faith." And then in Matthew chapter 16, Jesus is talking to his disciples about not protecting themselves from the leaven of the Pharisees. And they misunderstand him, thinking that, we don't have any bread. And he's talking to us about leaven. But they kind of missed the point. He said, "Oh, you have little faith." But there's a challenge to me in all of this that I do the best I can to trust God for my future, just like Jesus was talking about. No man can serve 2 masters, and we don't need to worry about, our possessions and clothes and food and all those kind of things. Our future, we can trust in God's hands. But then he also talks about our present. Maybe that's even harder sometimes to see how we can trust God in this present moment. But then he also talks about in your own abilities. Sometimes I think I've got this and I can handle some things, and most of the time when I do that, I find out I really don't have this. But when I trust God to be at work in my life and providing for my needs and granting me the wisdom for whatever circumstance I'm in, and whether it's for a future event, present, or trusting Him to work through me. When I do trust Him, when I place my faith in Him, He has a way of working it out. Romans 8:28 reminds us that God is at work in all things to bring about good for those who love Him and are the called according to His purpose. And He calls us by faith. Again, there's a wonderful old hymn. It's just simply titled, "Have Faith in God." Have faith in God when your pathway is lonely. He sees and knows all the way you have trod. Never alone are the least of His children. Have faith in God. Have faith in God. Have faith in God. He's on His throne. Have faith in God. He watches o'er His own. He cannot fail. He must prevail. Have faith in God. Have faith in God. Have faith in God. God, when your prayers seem unanswered, your earnest plea He will never forget. Just wait on the Lord, trust His word and be patient. Have faith in God, He'll answer yet. Have faith in God, He's on His throne. Have faith in God, He watches o'er His own. He cannot fail, He must prevail. Have faith in God, have faith in God. Have faith in God in your pain and your sorrow. His heart is touched with your grief and despair. Cast all your cares and your burdens upon Him and leave them there. Oh, leave them there. And have faith in God, though all else fail about you. Have faith in God, He provides for His own. He cannot fail, though all kingdoms shall perish. He rules, He reigns upon His throne. So have faith in God, He's on His throne. Have faith in God, He watches o'er His own. He cannot fail, He must prevail. Have faith in God, have faith in God. Have faith in God, have faith in God. And I hope that you make a choice to have faith in God and what He has done for us, particularly in giving us His Son Jesus, to trust in, to believe in, and as He called His disciples to do, to follow Him. And there's a wonderful chorus. I'm just going to sing a little bit of it that you know as well. It's simply called, I Have Decided to Follow Jesus. Or in our heart, in our mind, we may say, I have decided to have faith in Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. The world behind me, the cross before me. The world behind me, the cross before me. The world behind me, the cross before me. No turning back, no turning back. Though none go with me, I still will follow. Though none go with me, I still will follow. Though none go with me, I still will follow. No turning back, no turning back. My cross I'll carry till I see Jesus. My cross I'll carry till I see Jesus. My cross I'll carry till I see Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. Will you decide now to follow Jesus? Will you decide now to follow Jesus? Will you decide now to follow Jesus? Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. Well, I hope that's your decision. If you'd like to talk about that, please give me a call. My phone number, my cell number is 270-847-7424, or you can find me on Facebook. You can call the church office here at 270-755-4010. I would love to talk with you if you have an interest, if you believe that God is speaking to your heart and you're ready now to follow him, to place your faith in Jesus. God bless you. Have a great night, and look forward to what God's going to do in your tomorrow as you have faith in him. God bless you. Bye-bye.